on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about Falcon Finance. This thing is down currently 7% in the last 24 hours and 41% in the last 30 days. We're going to talk about this. I'm going to talk about where I think this is going to kind of explain what it is. Anyways, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. And also, guys, go ahead and become a member of the channel. It's only $9.99 per month. And this video was actually requested by a member, so you guys can become members and you can have me do a full technical analysis and a whole breakdown on any project you want, as long as it's not some type of low cap or scam coin. But anyway, shout out to the members, shout out to you guys. Let's get right into it. So like I said before, down 7% in the last 24 hours, 21% in the last 7 days, and 41% in the last 30 days. This is a fairly new project. It seems that it came out sometime around September. That's what it's showing here on CoinGecko. So this is a fairly new project. 77 million volume, 294 million market cap, 1.2 million fully diluted value. What I've been noticing a lot recently is something that a lot of projects are doing. What projects are doing now is they're launching their coin with a total supply of like 10 billion. But then they're taking over 80% of the coins and they're locking them inside of their own wallets. I've been noticing this a lot, and this happens a lot with DeFi projects. So maybe I'm just noticing how the DeFi projects work, right? Or maybe something more nefarious is going on. I don't know. But I've been seeing so much recently, like all these coins having so much locked coins. But what happens when those locked coins hit the market? But anyways, as we can see here, this is the Ethereum contract for this 10,000 holders. As you can see, 30% in the top holding, 24%. This is what I'm talking about, 20%. So yeah, the coins are locked, but what happens when they're unlocked and they start circulating? Okay, that's all I'm saying. And then we got Binance having the most inside of the Binance Smart Chain wallet here, 68% on the Binance side of things. So yeah, that's what we're seeing here. But you know, that's just me kind of, you know, I don't know if it's complaining or just being really like detail oriented. I see it as detail oriented. I don't really trust when I see too much supply inside of one wallet. On the Binance side of things, you know, all of it being in Binance isn't too big of a deal. But anyways, Falcon Finance crowns themselves as the first universal collateralization infrastructure powering on-chain liquidity and yield. They say they have over 2 billion USDF in circulation. So I guess they have their own circulating coin, USDF. So yeah, the USD but Falcon coin version. So you got the USDF. So this is their own stable coin. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. 2.1 billion in their stable coin. So that's a lot. That's a lot. Now, it doesn't look too stable right there. Now that's towards the beginning. I'm not gonna knock them on that. Anyways, let's move on. Let's talk about some other stuff here with Falcon. So we have their website here. This is the Falcon.finance website, universal collateralization infrastructure. So, you know, another DeFi platform. That's really how I see it. Another DeFi platform. They're using a stable coin, their own stable coin. So that's pretty much it. You know, it's just a DeFi platform, you know, a lot of collateralization, as they say. But yeah, it's the average DeFi platform. So I'll say that. But let's go ahead and talk about numbers, because I know that's what everyone wants to see. And by the way, they've been doing a lot of integrations into a lot of these different other projects. They've been doing a lot of collabs. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good. But let's talk numbers here. So as you can see, Falcon, they launched at an extremely high price at 77 cents. And it has not been the same since then for obvious reasons. But it has dumped. So it's dumped down to this support currently at 12 cents. Something that I'm noticing is on the %R trend exhaustion. This is like almost at a reversal area point. But remember, it can stay oversold for a long period of time. Even though it just became oversold, doesn't mean it instantly has to go up and buying pressure has to come in. Like, it can stay oversold for a while. And what I mean by that is if you come over here to the hourly chart, you can see the %R trend exhaustion has been oversold for a good little minute. Now, the white line on the %R trend exhaustion is the short-term trend. The blue line is the long-term trend. Notice how the long-term trend stays down while the short-term trend goes up. When that happens, you get a temporary pump and then you get an immediate pullback. Boom. You can see it right here. Temporary pump immediate pullback because the long-term trend is now also up as well. You only get the big pumps when the long-term trend is also going up as well. That's why when the big pump came in, you see the long-term trend is also up there with the short-term trend. And in retrospect, when you see the short-term trend drop, but the long-term trend stays up, you typically notice the price goes up even higher because the long-term trend is still up. So what we got to look at is mainly the 4-hour chart. I was just using the 1-hour chart as an example. When you look at the 4-hour chart though, if we see something where the short-term trend comes up, but the long-term trend stays sideways, then when the short-term trend comes down, whatever pump that happened will immediately dump. So if we see a pump like this, because of the short-term trend went up, so we see a pump like that go up to like 15 cents or something because the short-term trend went up, but then the long-term trend stays downwards, then when the short-term trend comes back down right here, when it comes back down, we're going to end up seeing the price come down even further and create new lows. So that is something that you definitely have to watch out for here with Falcon Finance. And again, shout out to the member that recommended me going over this. Big shout out to all the members out there. Go ahead and become a member, guys. It's only $9.99 per month. I'll do a full technical analysis and a breakdown for you guys. Just become a member. Very, very easy. Leave a comment on any one of my videos saying, hey, can you go over this? And I'll see that you'll have the member badge. So anyways, the next level for Falcon Finance is going to be down here at 9 cents. And that is because when we had this huge candle wick go all the way down here, we actually seen that the support stopped right here. We seen that there was a little bit of support here. And then when we went back up, we had the last candlestick right there as well. So that is going to act as our support level. So if you want to mark that on your chart as well, is at 9 cents. So currently we bounced off the 12-cent support. But if we do something similar to what I was saying, where the short-term trend comes up and the long-term trend stays sideways, then you will see a pullback coming down to 9 cents. And I think that's going to happen pretty soon. But anyways, this is all I got for you guys today. Unfortunately, I can't do a technical showing anywhere below 9 cents because it's such a new project that there's no support other than 9 cents. That's the only support we're seeing. So that's the support that we're going with. That's what I'm looking at here. If you want to talk about resistance areas, I just now actually noticed the resistance area, and I'll show you guys actually how I identify resistance areas. So for one, it was used as support here. 2, resistance right here. 3, resistance here. 4, kind of resistance there. I'm not going to do that one. So we'll go ahead and zoom in. Boom. Support right here. Resistance right here. A little bit of resistance. A little bit. Resistance here. And some resistance here. So, and then when we actually finally dumped, the actual dump happened after it passed the support there. So 16 cents is a significant area for both resistance and support. So let's say we pull back to 9 cents and then we break out, go above 12 cents, and then we're looking for 16 cents. So actually, a trade that I would think is a good trade is going here from 9 cents all the way up to 16 cents. And as you can hear, there's a lot of thunder outside out here inside of Thailand, the land of Thailand. It's really thundering out here. So if I lose electricity, you know, you guys know why the video stopped early. But look, 81% right now. If we can literally go up 81% if this thing goes down to 9 cents and then jumps up to 16. So for the member that's watching this, if you were looking for a good entrance, that's a good entrance. If you work on a dollar cost average, it would be a good area to dollar cost average, but there's no promises on the price not continuing to drop. There is a possibility that the price could continue to drop after 9 cents, but so far with the information we have, we can't really look at anywhere below that other than this level here at about 5 cents. So, well, 0.049, but I'll say 5 cents. So that's what we're looking at right now. If we break 9 cents and then look towards 5 cents, right? If we break right here 9 cents, look closer towards 5 cents. So that's all I can really cover for today because you know there's not that much information on this chart. But I think that this project could do good. Oh yeah, another resistance area actually. I just noticed this. Okay, so we have resistance here, and a little bit here, and support here like when it first started. So 20 cents is also another area. So, anyways, I just had to point that out because I noticed it. And yeah, but yeah, big shout out to all the members. Shout out to the member that requested this video. Again, that could be a trade. Remember though, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. If you're gonna do that, do it at your own risk because it could go to 4 cents. And then if let's say you got in at like 5 cents or 4 cents, and then it went all the way up here to this level at 20 cents, and then you're looking at 300%. So if you waited a little bit and it actually went to 4 cents, then you could be looking at 300% if it went up to 20 cents as opposed to just 16 cents. And then if we're looking at it from down here all the way up to this Fibonacci here, then you're looking at 340%. So a lot of possibilities here. But remember, they're only possibilities until you actually put it into action. So you gotta actually put it into action. Me personally, just looking at the project, there's too many DeFi app projects. I'll be completely honest with you. And I wouldn't personally buy this project because there's too many of these types of projects and they're all the same. And like, there's nothing different about them. I'll be completely honest. It's like the same as every other project that has like a DeFi app like that. It looks exactly the same. So I can't really say much else about it. If this project was built on like Base and they got to this point, like 294 million market cap on Base, it would be a big difference. But on Ethereum, there's just too many of them. There's too many of them. But I do think that it could have some potential for the future. But only time will tell. Only time will tell, honestly. But yeah, this is all I got for you guys today. Hit the like button and subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Become a member of the channel, $9.99 per month. Go ahead and do that. As always, I'll be back with another video.